Welcome to Dynamite Goat, where we make homage to all of our favorite content creators. My name is Julio A. Ariano, and today we are looking at Escape Room, which came out in 2019. Escape Room is one of those PG-13 horror movies that I'm actually quite fond of, but that doesn't excuse them from having some intense kills. How many kills did they get? Let's find out and get to them. The movie begins with this fella crashing down onto a table. Instantly, he starts putting together pieces to try and escape the room. Better hurry up there, guy, because this room is gonna crush you if you don't figure it out. The man starts to run his time a little thin and breaks a couple ribbies. He screams towards the camera, leading to a title card. We're now at a university where we meet Zoe, a girl who's just a little too shy to speak up in her quantum physics class. The professor tells the class about a theory called the
quantum Zeno effect,
where if an atom is watched, it won't change. Zoe will remember this. We start to meet our other cast of characters, including Jason, the hotshot stock trader, and Ben, who's a grocery store worker whose boss won't promote him.
It's just putting you out front. We'll be bad for business.
What does that mean? Is he ugly or something? Each of our main characters mysteriously receives a puzzle box and gets to solving, especially Jason with the
snap, crackle, and...
Anyone who works Rice Krispies into the vernacular already has my respect. The puzzle box opens up to reveal an invite from Minos Escape Rooms, and all our protagonists graciously accept. We cut to the facility where we round out our cast and meet our other participants. We have Amanda the war vet, Mike the truck driver, and Danny the gamer. He plays video games.
Can you still play video games?
They're basically like real life video games.
The game begins when Ben uses the fake door handle and everyone instantly believes that he has the Herculean strength to rip off door handles.
Is that how you open a door in your house? I mean, you just wait.
The group spreads out to search for clues, and Big Brain Zoe notices the book Mike is holding and puts 451 into the dial on the door. The room begins heating up like a literal oven. After taking the fire extinguisher off the wall and answering the phone from the fake receptionist, the room gets even hotter. The receptionist message tells them to
get the most out of your game. We recommend following all posted rules.
A sign and some experimenting leads Big Brain Zoe to push down the coasters, which opens up the painting to reveal a secret vent. Using a screwdriver they found earlier, Jason goes up to the vent and unscrews the door to the next room. The group starts following after, although Amanda gets stuck after having a PTSD episode about an event we'll find out later. The boys left in the room are running out of limbs and water to push down the coasters. Luckily, Ben snuck in some booze and the two are able to crawl out of the room just in time. As the group goes into the next room, Jason immediately forgets that they almost died.
Hey, it's 10 grand, and I don't lose.
Amanda wants out, but they gotta go through all 5 rooms.
5 rooms, okay.
Actually, Mike gets 6, but we'll get to that later. This cabin is honestly the easiest puzzle in the whole game, with "You'll Go Down in History" and deer skulls posted on the wall. It's in this room that we learn Ben's backstory, where he got in a car crash while drunk driving. The group exits into a fake winter wonderland and gets to work. Cold air starts blowing in the room, and the group only finds one jacket. Jason stares at the coat all weird-like, while Ben falls into an ice fishing hole, nearly freezing his leg. Meanwhile, Mike finds a fishing pole, and he's just really excited about it.
Hey guys.
Mike?
Good job, Mike. I knew you had it in you. Zoe finds a magnet in the bear's mouth, and the group fishes out a key in a block of ice. They ask for Ben's lighter, but Ben is being an asshole for literally no reason, and throws the lighter into the middle of the ice. Danny goes to retrieve it, but on his way back, the ice gives way under him and he falls into the water. Everyone begins to search for him, but can't go under to save him because of the current, which they somehow know about? Danny is underwater trying to find a way out, but to no avail. Danny drowns under the ice, and in one of my favorite shots of the movie, Jason gets over the death really quickly and instructs everyone to melt the cube with their body heat. They all agree and slowly the ice melts, and Jason is able to get the key to let everyone into the next room. This next room is my favorite in the whole movie, so props to production designer Edward Thomas and art directors Malwande Sagabi, Cecilia Van Stratton, Mark Walker, and Wynan Smith, because this room is an absolute joy to look at. The group walks into the room and whoa, it's an upside down billiards bar. The phone rings again and Mike catches it out of the air. The room starts rising like an elevator and the floor falls out under them. Everyone rushes to the corners except Amanda, who climbs up the bar like a badass and finds a safe. As the floor keeps falling, Big Brain Zoe solves the sliding puzzle on the side of the wall. Matching the colors from the wall to the billiard balls, Amanda gets the code to find an 8-ball doorknob. Zoe has a bit of a tumble, and we see her backstory where she's in the aftermath of a plane crash. Amanda tries to ninja warrior her way to the other side, and she does pretty well until the ball falls out of her pocket. She jumps down onto the platform and barely catches it. After tossing the ball to Jason, Amanda jumps off the falling floor and grabs the hanging phone. The crew tries to get her with the pool cue, but it's not enough. Amanda falls into the depths for our 3rd kill of the movie. He's always taking Amanda's death really hard, but shocker, Jason is already over it, and calls over Big Brain Zoe to use her big brain.
Hey, Wonderkin, I need your brain, get in here.
As the group explores the room, they see a series of hospital beds. They realize that their hospital beds and records are exactly as they had been in their respective accidents. This is where we find out all the participants are sole survivors. This is where I'll put all the flashback kills we see on the count. Amanda survived an IUD explosion, Zoe survived the plane crash in Vietnam, Ben was the only survivor of his drunk driving endeavor, Jason tells everyone that he was in a shipwreck and his friend went insane and swam off into the distance. Danny's family members were killed by carbon monoxide poisoning, Mike survived the cave-in. This is one of my biggest suspensions of disbelief. You're telling me that whoever runs this organization also keeps track of the exact layout of the hospital beds of potential victims years later? I don't buy it. The TV turns on and let them know that Dr. Wu-Tan Yu wants them to test their limits.
Open new doors by testing your limits.
The boys are trying to raise their heart rates on an EKG machine, while Zoe goes bonkers and tries to destroy all the cameras because of the quantum Zeno effect. In an effort to raise his heart rate, Jason defibrillates Mike 3 times, which kills him. Mike leans back onto the bed having gone into cardiac arrest. The timer goes off, then Jason gets the bright idea of lowering his heart rate instead of raising it. He somehow lowers his heart rate to 50 beats per minute. The X-ray lamp opens up a secret hatch, but Zoe is determined to destroy all these cameras, so she stays behind while poison gas fills the room. Ben and a shirtless Jason enter this room with spinning black and white lights, but this room is in a really cool perspective thing that you see in museums. Ben and Jason are at odds because Ben suspects that Jason attacked his friend and stole the coat. The movie plays with the perspective a bit, then Jason and Ben find a submarine-looking hatch and try to open it, but uh-oh, it's got weird slime on the handle. Feel free to leave, but may we note, it's best to find the antidote. Cue my favorite scene in the whole movie where these guys get high as shit and just exist. Ben finds a dose of the antidote and Jason sees it too, and the two begin to fight over it. Before we get to this next fight, it has a ton of flashing lights, and so that's not really your cup of tea. You're gonna hear this when it's okay to start watching again. Okay? Flashing lights starting now. The two begin a fight over the antidote, and it doesn't help that the room starts to spin. Jason is at the clear muscle advantage, but Ben gets the jump and throws Jason at the wall. Jason hits his head on a corner and dies on the floor, leaving Ben as the only player to go into the last room. Ben injects himself with the antidote and crawls through the hatch. He falls into the next room and hey, this looks familiar. Now that we know who the guy is from the opening sequence, we run through it again. We cut to a cleanup crew coming to pick up Zoe's body, but surprise, she isn't dead, and beats the heck out of the hazmat guys with the swivel chair rod. Zoe picks up a gun that the hazmat guys have for some reason and runs off. We cut back to Ben and see this time he grabs the shield off the mantle and sits in the fireplace, until he bursts out the other side. There he meets the Game Master! The Game Master hands Ben a smoke, and just when he thinks he's in the clear, the GM garrots Ben from behind. The GM lifts Ben off the ground like he's nothing, but Ben stabs the GM with a piece of wood lodged in his leg. While he catches his breath, Zoe has time to photograph the Game Master, hack the feeds, upload this picture, type in his name, and reset her own file, and shoot the Game Master. There's a reason I call her Big Brain Zoe. Zoe loses the Game Master and gets tackled by him out of nowhere. She's about to get shot before Ben finally wakes up and smashes the Games Master with a bottle. Ben takes the gun and goes for the triple tap before the two hobble out of the facility, having successfully escaped the room. Later that night, Zoe is escorted by a detective to the facility, where they only find an abandoned warehouse that looks impossibly dingy. On the wall, Zoe finds writing that says "No Way Out," which is an anagram of the name they've been seeing throughout the whole room, Dr. Wu-Tan Yu. After the police leave and she screams into the void, we're 6 months later, where Zoe and Ben are meeting for lunch. Ben is some corporate manager now, and Zoe's got some info about how the deaths of the players were covered up. She's concocting this big plan to figure out who's behind this big operation, and convinces Ben to reluctantly join her. We hard cut to a plane where a woman is frantically searching through a bag. She runs to the front where she helps solve a riddle. She opens the cockpit, but it's too late. She can't pull up in time. And surprise, it's all a simulation. The movie ends with a worker talking to a shadowy figure. They've intercepted Zoe and Ben's flight, and he says,
Let's play again.
How many people couldn't escape the room? Let's find out and get to the numbers. 14 people died in the escape room. Of those 14, 9 were men, 4 were women, and 1 person of indeterminate gender. At a runtime of 99 minutes, that gives us a kill on average every 7.07 minutes. I'm giving the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Danny, who drowned so close to help but so far away. Dual machete for lamest kill will go to the soldier laying in the background of Amanda's vision, just because we just kind of find him laying there. And that's it. Escape Room came out in 2019 to mixed reviews, but I still really enjoy it. Please check out the other videos on this channel. I'm going to try and be uploading more. I probably won't make more kill counts just because that's not my idea, and James, Chelsea, Zoran, and the rest of their team does an excellent job making kill counts every week for you guys to watch. But until my next video, I am Hulu A. Ariano, and this has been my version of the kill count. Thank you guys for watching. I cannot recommend Dead Meat enough. James and Chelsea do a ton of hard work for their channel, and I actually credit them with getting me into horror in the first place. I'm going to try and leave links to their channel somewhere on screen as well as in the description below. Again, please check out their content. It is phenomenal. But in the meantime, also let me know in the comments what I did right and what I did wrong, or videos you'd like to see in the future based on my previous content. But that's all for now. You guys have a good one.